Hello fellow sleep seekers, my name is Adriana reporting for the Sleep Sherpa. Today we'll be unboxing and reviewing the weighted blanket by Weighing Comforts. So when the day comes that you receive your own weighted blanket in the mail, the one thing I think that you will most likely forget, because I think this is normal, is that it is in fact a weighted blanket. Because you think, oh, okay, my blanket's here, great. Woo, that is heavy. And then you remember, oh my god, wait, this weighs 15 pounds. So before you get too excited, just remember to open the package carefully, and that, yeah, you are going to need to use your arm muscles when you try to take it out of the box, like I had to. I don't know why I was so surprised about that. So what in the world is a weighted blanket, and why would you want one anyway? Well, good question. When I first heard of the concept of weighted blankets, I was also a bit surprised, and I thought it was kind of bizarre until I learned about the reasoning of their creation. And so it turns out that there is quite a science behind weighted blankets, and while there are a few different types of studies that talk about this, the sample sizes have never been like large enough for people to, I guess, kind of like catch on and be like, hey, this is real, you know? Tons of articles, tons of online reviews that will tell you about people and their experiences. But so with weighted blankets, they are designed to help calm, and they've been used in the treatment of like ADHD, PTSD, insomnia, of course, autism even. I mean, there's a few others, but it's really interesting. And so the way that it works is through, it's called Deep Pressure Stimulation. And so the weight of the blanket is supposed to kind of like trigger pressure points all over your body. And what it does is it increases serotonin levels and melatonin levels while it reduces cortisol levels. And cortisol is like the stress hormone, you know? So people are said to be able to get like much better, high quality, deeper sleep, which I think all of us would love to have, right? And so that's pretty much what we have here today. And it's recommended that the weighted blanket is at least 10% of your body weight. So I'm about 130 pounds. That means I should have at least a 13-pound blanket. This one's 15 pounds. That works just fine. And yeah, I think we should try it out. So this pillow is always safe for the backdrop, but I'm gonna lay my head on it today. Despite it being purely aesthetic in nature, we're gonna live a little bit today. So just to give you guys an idea, right? This blanket is deceiving because it's heavy, man. It's 15 pounds, right? It's what it looks like. It's what it moves like. It's what it sounds like. There's pellets inside of it. Alright. So the common story is that it's supposed to feel as if someone is like hugging you. And I think that's a wonderful feeling. But if you don't like cuddling with others, this might not be for you. So I guess, you know, you're going to have to think about that one. And of course, you will find things online saying that you might need a few nights to adjust. And I suppose that is completely understandable. But it really is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I can see how the pellets on the inside can be comforting. Just the way they sound. I'm not sure why, I can't explain it. I myself do have insomnia, and I have ADHD, and getting to bed at night is always a problem. So something like this, you know, that promises to help with those sorts of things specifically is pretty awesome. And I'm glad that I was put onto the idea. I'm glad I found out about it. Glad I'm getting to do this review. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, guys, this is really interesting. I can see how it actually eases you. One thing I would say is that And you know, I read this in their manual too, how like some people might not want it on like the upper part of their body, and like you can have it just like by the lower part of your body. So you're gonna have to figure out what works best for you. This is pretty interesting, I have to say. Just so you're aware, specifically with this blanket, there are marks where there is like where they actually sew like the sections for the, you know, like for the weights. And I assumed this was here because you know, because we received this blanket for free and maybe the company was trying to prevent us from reselling it, but it's not the case. Apparently these marks are part of their production process, and they say that it's gonna like fade and disappear after about like 5 washes. So just keep that in mind. You know, if the blanket is charcoal, I think that's not something that should bother you. Another thing worth noting is that Waiting Comforts actually gives you a 30-day guarantee. So, I mean, this is a rather expensive sleeping item. It's about $195, so $200 roughly, right? And that's pretty high up there. But having that kind of 30-day guarantee, I think, is really great. I think it shows that companies are not afraid to let people try their products, and they're not afraid to give them their money back if they don't like them, you know? So clearly it's a company that is confident in what they've created, and you know, and if that amount of money is a lot of money to you, you can at least kind of like rest assured knowing that they want to do right by you. I can tell you that just laying down like prior, you know, it really did actually ease me, and I was kind of surprised about that. I tend to just be a very energetic person, and I just have a lot of stuff going on in my mind. You know, some people can't like quite quiet their minds, and I'm one of those people. I think one of the unfortunate things is that there has not been a single study done about this kind of product with like a very large sample size. So you have a lot of different studies you can look at, refer to, read about, and a lot of them have positive conclusions that show that there is validity behind this type of simple but innovative technology, right? There's not like one study that kind of like defines like, yes, weighting blankets are awesome and for everyone, and yes, they actually can be proven to do this and this and that. So keep that in mind, and you know, and if you are someone who likes these sorts of blankets and you've had great experiences with them, that could be, you know, another reason why you should tell other people about it and put them onto it, so that, you know, the more people that are aware, you know, the more likely it might be at some point that someone within the scientific world will actually want to dedicate time to research this sort of product and really see how beneficial it can be. Alright guys, well I hope you found this video to be insightful. If you are someone that struggles with stress, anxiety, insomnia, this might be something to consider. So in the description below I will leave links to studies that I have found. And if you've had experience with weighted blankets in the past, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your personal experience with them and what your thoughts are. Alright guys, have a lovely day and an even better good night's rest. Take it easy. This is heavy.